warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Wahyudi. I'm Education Class C 2020. On my video, Meet Children When Teaching Methodology by Mr. Ahmad Junaidi and welcome. I will present the material Creative Problem Solving Learning Method. Number 1. Understanding creative problem-solving learning method is a learning model which focuses on teaching and solving skills problems, which are followed by performance improvements. By using this learning model, it is hoped that generate interest as well as creative and students' method in learning mathematics so that students can benefit maximum both from the process and learning outcomes. Number 2. Effectiveness of creative problem-solving learning method. There is a learning model that focuses on teaching and learning problem-solving skills followed by reinforcement skill. Creative problem-solving can be defined as a series of activities learning that emphasizes the problem-solving process phase scientifically. There are three main characteristics of problem solving. Part A. Creative problem solving is a series of learning activities, meaning that in the implementation of creative problem solving there are a number of activities that must be carried out. Students to just listening, taking notes, then memorizing the subject matters. However, talk, communicate, share and process data, and finally conclude. Part B. Creative problem-solving learning activities are directed to complete problem. Creative problem-solving parts the problem as the keywords of the process learning, that is to say, without problem there can be not learning process. Part C. Creative problem-solving is done by using a logical thinking approach. Scientific thinking using the scientific method is deductive and inductive thinking process. This thought process is carried out systematical and empirically. Systematical means thinking. Scientific research is carried out to certain state, while empirical means that the problem solving process is based on data, clear fact. The success or failure of a learning depends on a goal to be achieved. The purpose of creative problem-solving learning is as stated by Hudoyo 2003 as follows. Part A. Students became skilled at selecting relevant information, then analyze it, and finally re-examine the result. Part B. Intellectual satisfaction will arise from which as a reward intrinsic to student. Part C. The intellectual potential of students increases. Part D. Students learn how to make discoveries by going to discovery process. Number 3, learning steps for the creative problem method solving. The step that must be considered by the teacher in managing creative problem solving learning are as follows. Part A. Present the problem in a general form. Part B. Restate the problem in operational form. Part C. Determine the resolution strategy. Part D. Solve the problem. Number 4. Advantage and disadvantage of learning method. Advantage of creative problem solving learning method. Part A. Student became skilled at selection relevant information, the analysis it and re-examine the result. Part B. Intellectual satisfaction will arise from within as a reward intrinsic to student. Part C. The intellectual potential of student increases. Part D. Students learn how to make discoveries by going through the process of doing. Disadvantage of creative problem solving learning method. Part A. Just part on 1K of the learning process in solving problem. Part B. Then there are students who do not have intellectual sufficient, it will be left behind. Oke, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.